Hello everyone and welcome to EDUU 624. I'm your instructor, Dr. Kimberly Green. I'm also the course developer, so if as we go through this course there are holes or issues or your head is really spinning, it's okay. Shoot me an email, let's talk about it, because this is the first run for this course and I'm really excited. Let me clarify some expectations so that we can all get the most out of this learning opportunity, and then let me explain a couple other things. My bio is there, so blah, blah, blah. I've been with Chapman Brandman. This is my 9th year. Before that, I was an adjunct for Pepperdine. My doctorate is actually in educational technology, and I am the mother of an insane 6-year-old boy named Grady Green. Okay, that's the basics. So let's talk expectations. I expect you to throw yourself fully into this course. There's a lot of moving pieces. Don't let it throw you. It's chunked out, small things, boom, 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 which by the end will come together to offer you the opportunity to truly have constructed this delicious base of understanding that will carry you forward into the next classes. Okay. Now, if you're K-12 focused, yes, there will be a lot of higher ed information. If you're higher ed focused, yes, there will be a lot of K-12 information. Let me clarify this right now. That's because we are in the midst of the wild, wild west, particularly because of two things. Number one, the growth of MOOCs, massive open online courses, which we'll get into later in the course, and the adoption of the Common Core standards in the K-12 world. These two things have come together to offer, I don't know if that's the right word, to create this insane exponential growth in tools for blended and fully online teaching across the board, for services, for expectations. As we speak, things are changing because people finally feel that education, again, because of MOOCs and the Common Core, education is a place that they can work with. Now, these are people mostly outside education, but also people inside, content providers, service builders, platform builders, designers from all ends of the spectrum. People who before never had much of an interest in education because, well, what are you going to do? Every state is different, and then when you get to higher ed, there's no consistency among colleges. All of this is changing as we speak. So what's happening in the K-12 world is relevant for those of us who teach in higher ed because the expectations and the tools and the methodologies and the research, it's all happening right now. Conversely, what's happening in higher ed is relating to what's going on in the K-12 world more than ever before because of the tools and the services and everything that's happening. Okay? So be open. Please, I guarantee you, higher ed, there's a lot of stuff in the K-12 world that will empower you. You need to understand alignment and who the players are and how that's feeding up into the higher ed world. K-12, you have to understand who are the big players in higher ed right now because they are having more influence in what's happening in K-12 than has ever happened before. Okay? So there is a symbiotic relationship between K-12 and higher ed in this world of electronically mediated teaching and learning like we have never experienced before. And even what it means to be an effective educator today, that is completely changing across the board. Again, partly because of what's happening with Common Core and with MOOCs, and partly because of what people have been, how do I say this nicely, talking about, particularly the last couple of years with all the research and the funding coming out of the Gates Foundation. The very people who 5 years ago were saying, the problem is teachers, are now coming back and saying, no, we need teachers. Teachers are crucial, but the teachers have to understand more than just content. They have to understand how to engage, how to communicate, how to have a teaching presence, how to truly facilitate and guide, whether we're talking the most basic of skills or we're talking absolutely crazy complex concepts. One last thing I'm going to leave you with. You're a grown-up. The due dates for everything in this course are very clear. If there are extenuating circumstances, let me know. Talk to me. I try and role model what we know are best practices. Do not treat me as this outside facilitator who's only here to grade your work. Not at all. I am here to facilitate. I am here to guide. I'm here to ask you questions. I'm here to push you. Yes, I will sometimes annoy you, and I'm really good at it. I'm okay with it. But I promise you that anytime I'm annoying you, it's not just because I find it entertaining. I see the details and the big picture. And that's crucial in being an effective 21st century educator. We can no longer simply look at step by step by step by step. We're going to be looking at the whole concept of competencies and how that is changing. There's so much and it's coming at us so fast. So go through our dates. There are 3 times that you have to meet synchronously online. 3 times. In week 1, in week 3, and in week 8. And there are 2 sessions for each meeting. So if you're an AM person, there's an AM meeting. If you're a PM person, there's a PM meeting. You have to attend these meetings. There's 2 sessions for each meeting. You have to attend one, either the AM or the PM. Now for the final demonstration of mastery, where you will present your signature assignment, and again, it's all in the course, don't worry. There are actually 3 meetings available because it's at the end, it's December, I know people will travel. So on that date, there's a Saturday as well as 2 Sunday meetings. Sign up now, right? Vote early, vote often. Sign up early so that you have it in your calendar, you know what's coming, chunk out your work throughout the week. You will spend 10 to 14 hours every single week. Every week we have a threaded discussion, and you must begin your participation by Wednesday so we have time to have a real conversation, not just a bunch of monologues thrown in on a Sunday evening. Our goal is authentic engagement because this is not a course where it's content, 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 and then test. Not at all. In fact, there's only one formal test, and it's an essay midterm. And it's open book, open computer. What I'm looking for is flexibility and fluidity and your ability to own what we learn. Not just give me the right answer. Because, guys, there is no the right answer right now. We're all looking. We're all researching. We're all exploring. Again, there's a lot coming at you. Be on top of it. Map out your dates, map out your times throughout the week that you're going to work and read and think. There's going to be a lot of cognition. There should be steam coming out your ears on a regular basis. Don't come in here thinking, I'm just going to learn some terminology and a few tricks and boom, I'm done. It's not that at all. I'm going to challenge everything you think you know. And I expect you to challenge each other and challenge me. I have been in this world of educational technology, instructional design, and oy vey, I used to Kermit, I used to Moo, I used to Mud, the whole 9 yards, forever. Lots of Botox, okay? And I'm still learning, and I love that I'm still learning. So anyone who says, I have the one right answer, is usually the last person you should listen to. Keep an open mind. Be willing to make mistakes and learn through those mistakes. If you're going to be late with any of your work, contact me beforehand. If there are emergencies, talk to me. We are partners in this learning process. I mean it. If you are willing to put your heart and soul into it, I will not let you fail. But you've got to do the work. And the work is not always going to be comfortable, and it's not always going to be fun. And that's okay, because as one of my heroes, Seymour Papert, which is a name you'll be hearing a lot throughout the 4 courses, Seymour Papert talks about hard fun. Hard fun doesn't always mean fun, but you know that you're learning and you're growing. And you will be. So, I'm your partner, I'm your facilitator, I'm your instructor. Let's work together. Welcome to a wonderful learning experience. I'm an email away. Don't worry. Text me if there's a real problem, but otherwise shoot me an email. Ye old iPhone is glued to my hip. And of course, it's right behind the computer. Told you. Ta-da! It's never, never, never out of reach. We have 1 textbook you need to purchase for this course. And look, it's red. See? I dressed for the occasion. I took the cover off. I don't like book covers. All right? Everything else is electronic. Ladies and gentlemen, here's to an awesome term. Thank you.